So this video is just a short overview of what happened at the auction, just kind of a recap without getting into item by item specifics. We had 614 lots, 601 sold. The ones that didn't sell were mostly clothing. And I think there were 3 or 4, like one was a Christmas lot, one was some religious items. The mosquitoes are out. Anyway, I got messaged some people that were questioning, they were trying to get in and they just didn't feel confident enough to jump in and bid. So I kind of wanted to just do a quick little recap here so people could see what it was that they would expect to see while the live bidding was going on, while all the items were closing out. So that's basically what this video is. There are prices of what everything brought. If you go to northcentralsales.com, if you go to the website, there is a menu item that says past auctions, and you can click on that and you can see any of their past auctions. And you can scroll through item by item and you can just see what the activity was and what they brought individually. We were pretty happy with how it all went. It went smooth. I was going to bring the camera on pickup day when everybody showed up to pick up their items, but it was a madhouse. I mean, it was just a normal driveway, and you got hundreds of people showing up in their trucks and trailers to pick stuff up. It was just mayhem, and I didn't really think it would be that exciting for anybody, to sit at home and watch on their TV. So I just decided not to do that. For those that did participate, there was some really good items in there. Everything was really clean, good stuff, high quality stuff. My aunt and uncle, when they wanted something, they just made it happen. I'm also getting questions, am I the auction company or am I with the auction company? The answer is no. They're friends of mine. I've done business with them for years and years. And they were kind enough to fit me in and let me do a lot of the background and legwork on it, just to free them up. If I had to rely on them to do it 100%, they had so many commitments that I doubt seriously we could have squeezed it in, and we had to, because the real estate had already sold. We didn't even get it on the market, and it was gone. So I offered to my cousins, because it's their mom and dad's house. Since I'm in this realm of antiques and collectibles, I know how to do this. Let me help you guys, and it worked out. It worked out really well. So for everybody that participated, thank you. I'm sure you got some good stuff, and that's probably going to be the last time I'm kind of involved with something like this for some time. I don't see anything like that coming up in the near future, but you never know. Auction's closing out in a little while, maybe about 30 minutes. Lots are going to start closing out. Probably take a few hours. All the work's done. Just going to go in now and sit in front of the computer and see how it goes. Why don't you guys tag along? We'll check this out. Hi everyone, and welcome to Glacier Trading Company. I've been a professional buyer for most of my adult life. I'm Craig. Join me from my remote northern location as I buy and sell antiques, collectibles, and vintage from interesting locations and from interesting people, and resell those items online. I buy from auctions, estate liquidations, stores, and from folks that just look me up and simply ask if I want to buy their items. Hang out with me for a bit and see what I got this week, and meet some of the local wildlife that live in my backyard. Let's get to it. So essentially, this is what the start of this looks like. The top boxes here will be the items that are closing out first, and the rest of them are in a list order. And it shows how many bids. It shows what the current high bid is on each item, and the number of the lot that you're looking at. But until you click on it up here, you won't see what the time remaining is. So you can see we have about 10 minutes to go before lots start closing out. And then the bids really fly when they're a minute or 2 minutes out. Everybody seems to jump on at that point. So everything you see here is
really not a perfect indicator of what's going to happen when this starts closing out. And it'll show usually like 25 lots. And then on the bottom, if you click on 25 more upcoming lots, and then you can scroll through to see what's happening there. We'll come back when it's ready to start closing out. Okay, so we're into the kickoff here. We got about 50 seconds, less than 50 seconds before the first item comes up. The auctioneers gave us some really good advice. They said, put just average everyday things up if you can directly, because a lot of people, they try to get to the auction on time, but they are often late. that really makes good sense. It was really hard to choose things that I thought were ordinary out of this lot. There were so many cool things. So as things wind down in the first minute to 2 minutes, see, somebody jumped on and bid on here, and that's why the clock got backed up to 2 minutes. See the one behind it? It should be 2 minutes and something also. But somebody jumped on and bid here, and somebody jumped on and bid there. See, that one got bid again, so it gets put back 2 whole minutes. And this is what it looks like when they're closing out. That's it. That $11 bidder won that item. And that's how fast this thing starts closing out. I'm just going to pop on and video some of these more special pieces. I thought this stoneware bowl, it's a really big bowl. This was my aunt's mother's, so it's really old. Probably bought in the 19 teens. And I see another bidder's jumped on, so it's already been backed up. I'm just curious how that one does. You know, it's weird when you're bidding on this stuff. 2 minutes is never longer. Here's one I was watching. When you open it up, it's shaped like it's a waffle iron shaped like a bunch of hearts, and those are really old. That's probably 80 years old, 90 years old, something like that. And I see them online all over the place for $100 to $150. Of course, everybody buying an auction wants a deal, but they can bid with confidence at that price because they're way under the money. And that's how fast they just close out. Boom, boom, boom. I was watching this Alessi copper bottom teapot. My cousin brought that back for their mom and dad when they were in Europe. And again, you see them online. They're a $150 teapot. It whistles. It's got a real thick copper core bottom on it. See how they close out of order if one gets bids? That's why you have to always, if you're down to a minute or a couple of minutes, you should look down below just to make sure something else you're looking at doesn't close out on you. So we're getting down to maybe the last 75 or 100 items or so. And it's going quite well. Bidding has been pretty strong. And tomorrow we'll pick this up when we go to organize the very few last minute things for everybody to come and pick their stuff up.
And for those that were afraid to bid, don't be in the future. And you know what? I got a question a couple of times that I didn't address in the other videos, and I probably should have. There is a feature that you can put in your maximum bid, and the software will bid for you incrementally. In other words, let's say you saw this beautiful crystal vase that you wanted to buy, but the most you wanted to pay was $100 for it. You can go ahead and put your $100 bid in. It doesn't just jump to 100. Whatever the prevailing bid, let's say it's at $12.50, it'll bid 15 on your behalf, and if the other person wants to bid 17 and a half, yours will go back up to 20, 22 and a half, 25, so on and so forth, up until you are the winner, not up until you hit your $100. It will cap at that if the two of you go back and forth. But the beauty of that is if you have to work, if you've got other commitments, you've got something else, you could go in at any time that the auction went online and put in that, it's called a proxy bid. You could put that bid in just like you'd put any other bid in. You just go in there and say, oh, $100 on that vase, and set it and forget it. You don't even have to come back and watch at the end of it. If that's the number and you're hoping to win it for that kind of money, that's all you have to do. If you do win it for whatever the prevailing high bid was, the auction company just invoices you via email. So you'll just get a notice at the end of the auction, and if you didn't get an invoice from them, you didn't win it. But again, you can still go back on past auctions and review and see what you did. That's it, you guys. That's this video. I just wanted to recap that. Thank everybody for getting involved that did get involved, and a couple extra how-tos that I probably should have covered before, but it didn't dawn on me. I've been doing this for so long, I just don't think about stuff like that. And I got to remember there's people that have never done this before that want to get into it. This coming weekend, we're into the end of May now, 2023. There's a big sale, a live sale, coming up in northern Wisconsin. I'm going to be going to that. Don't see anything from the preview that precisely I'm looking to buy, but that's why it's fun. It's kind of a treasure hunt. You never know what you're going to see. You never know what you're going to come across. I will have the camera out for that, so stick with me. We got a big pick coming up this next weekend. Thanks for everybody that participated. Thanks for watching. Like I say, if you want to go and check out how the auction did, you're welcome to do that. Hit northcentralsales.com. Go to past auctions, and you can see how everything played out.